Well, today we've got a plan of what's going to happen. It's a panel for the canal, like a feature. And the idea is to have an arch, and then the back of the arch will be painted black, so it looks as if there's a tunnel. But we're using two different thicknesses of brick, which is very difficult. The blues are metric, and the red bricks are the 3-inch bricks. So I've got to sort of incorporate the two gauges to fit in. Also, the wall needs to be battered like the old canal wall. I've had to fasten a triangle to the level so that when that's plumb, upright, that is the correct batter. So here, look, you can see that's the batter, but the level's plumb. When I was building the castles, what they did, they used a plumb bob. And it was like a piece of timber with a hole and then a groove down the centre, and that string was into that groove. And if it was upright, that string would bounce into the groove. And then to build the castles, I put another timber, or made another plumb bob for the angle. So they did that in the old days, so I'm modern day. Whatever angle you wanted, you just worked out the triangle, piece of timber. And I can show you the gauge now. To try and get it right, there's the brick. The gauge is for a joint and a brick, and that's there like that. So that's the joint you have. But then the problem is...
Imperial brick is 3 inches, is it? You think?
Yeah.
And what's the metric one?
It's on about 2.5. So can you see the difference, look? To incorporate the two, I've had to have a bigger joint, as you can see there. But by using a rub joint instead of a flush pointing joint, it doesn't look too bad. So you've got that problem, plus the projection, which is 12mm. When I built the previous arches, I marked the gauge as you go round. So this time you've got a projection, but as the wall goes back, this projection will be wider.
So why does it have to lean back?
Well, they thought it was good for the feature, like the canal walls. The existing ones, they just lean back slightly. So that's what I thought, if you could do that here as well. And then I've got weep holes there. All the retaining walls have to have weep holes or pipes, so it does, the water pressure doesn't push the wall over. But this won't happen here because it's only a small wall, but I thought I'd incorporate it. As you can see on the drawing, that's the arch. That brickwork is set back, and all the blues are projected. And then they said if we could put LC, Lichfield Canal. So I'm going to get the blue bricks and project those as well to make it Lichfield Canal. And then the top, the coping on the top, will be projecting the same as the corners.
Right.
They want to put a steel fisherman standing up on one side, and the other side a steel fisherman sitting down, made out of steel, like the Os at the Fossway.
Yeah.
So I've got to put some scaffold tubes there, 1, 2, so they could weld onto the scaffold tubes. And the same at that end. Some of the canal arches are like 3-centred arches. So this is just semicircle. Because the 3-centred arch, it would only be about that high. It's not big enough. a three-centred arch there, look.
Yeah.
But that would have been too low. Me and Pete had a look at it and agreed it'll have to be a semi-cir. What I've got to do, that's the important bit, build that corner, build that corner, build the half brick wall at the back so that it's all solid before I build the arch. Because if I built the arch first, people could come along and just kick it over.
Oh, surely not.
But I'm not taking any chances. I'm going to build this the same as that,
Yeah.
and then the half brick wall across the back, and then build the arch because it's got something solid to go against, you see.
Yep. Right, yeah. So you got George and Peter helping you again.
Yes, yes.
Okay, thank you, Rick. I look forward to seeing
Yeah.
that develop.
Okay, see you next time.
Morning, Rick.
Good morning, Paul. Now I'm putting the 4 posts in that the metal fisherman can be welded to. On Monday, I'll finish that arch. There's only 22 bricks, half bricks, to go around the arch, and I've got the centre ready to support the arch, and I've also made the template for on the plan. Look, Litchfield Canal. I've made the template for them for those letters, and I can use the angle grinder to cut the blue bricks.
Oh, yeah. You got your angle grinder.
It's bringing it today, but I wanted it today, so I've got it ready for Monday.
Right.
Just got to find out the height. Well done that last time.
I did that last time.
Yeah.
This fence is no good at all.
Yes, I've just got to get those posts in, and I've got to find the height I want to go. Because I can bring that wall up, whatever height, up to the bank maybe.
Hi George, what are you doing?
Oh, you're photographing the brains of this operation.
That's it, yeah. Or the beauty, I'm not sure which.
You've got no hat on you now.
No, but
Can you hear me with the noise? No. Oh, right. They're digging out that soil to form a buttress. So it's like a wall at 90 degrees with concrete banks. Well, because I've built the back and the back's solid, I can set the arch out now. So I fixed the centre to the correct height, and I've built the arch to suit the centre. I've filled between the arch and the back wall to make it solid. So the next job is just to cut the bricks to suit the arch on either side of the arch.
you got your angle grinder.
No, I'm going to have to use the hammer and bolster, and then the awkward bits I'll have to take them home, and I've got an angle grinder and an electric one at home. So that's how I'm going to play it, because
Might be easier.
can you see the arch? Yeah. Got a 12mm projection, and all the blue bricks project that 12mm. Like the
Right.
drawing.
It looks like a sad face.
Yeah. And there's the owl, a bit higher. Litchfield Canal. So you have to build the wall at the back. It's the ability to build the arch at the front. Because you can't just build the arch and it's not stable.
Uh-oh, it's up again.
I think you did film me when you see the folding. You see the folding wedges. You see the gap under them.
folding wedges.
Yeah. So it's just banging the folding wedges out, isn't it? And the centre will drop again. Yeah. So you see, so the brick, and then it's slanting back. So by the time we get there,
Yeah.
it'll be there. You see.
But each one's got to be cut to a special angle.
Yeah. You see, whatever that is, it's cut. And I've got a little template to make it the joint the same all the way around. So there's no straightforward bricklaying now. You can say cut and lay all the time, you know. The imperial brick and the metric brick.
Oh yeah.
Can you see how thick the joint is?
Yeah.
So by using the rub joint, it don't look as bad.
You know that when we put this on YouTube, there will be all kinds of comments about should have done this and should have done
Oh
that.
yeah, yeah. I had a few negative ones.
Yeah.
You know, when I'm building those piers,
Yeah.
and I used my brick hammer to tap the 4 bricks, the coping down. And one comment said, "Why don't you use your trowel?"
Yes, right.
Okay.
I just want to catch our master bricklayer who's come down on his bike because he's promised to set a very old horseshoe into a bit of heritage sort of brickwork he's doing. The old horseshoe was dug up just by Cricket Lane, almost certainly. It's come from an oss, towing a boat, 200 years ago, or thereabouts. It needs a lot of cleaning up.
Yeah.
It's encrusted with rust
Yeah.
and mud that's set like concrete.
Oh, that's all right. That's soon clean that up.
Hefty horseshoe.
That's just your job for George on Wednesday.
Okay.
You know when I've mixed the compo for it with the mortar for
Yeah,
me,
yeah. George
and I'll
Ross,
be
yeah.
all right. Go on, carry on with that horseshoe.
Yeah.
Right.
Clean the horseshoe up.
I'll be there.
And I'll say it's Chris's fault.
Morning, Rick.
Morning.
Did you get George to clean up the horseshoe?
Yeah.
What did he say?
He said it's what state it's in. I said, well, if you was underground for 100 years, you'd be in the same state. There's the horseshoe ready. It's been cleaned up. There's all mortar on it, and had to use a hammer and chisel on it. And if I put this horseshoe about there, I can build a pocket for it to sit in. So I've cut the L and the C
Yeah.
with my angle grinder at home on Saturday, so that they're ready.
So you still haven't got your angle grinder then?
No, I'm doing it like the old-fashioned way. Template and hammer and bolster and Scotch hammer. Yeah. And now I'm going to. So you're going to tip the bricks slightly back so the wall gets that battered angle. The red sock.
Yeah.
That's okay. But there's one problem. You know, because the wall's battered, I've got to cut the back of the brick off.
It's a bit left now.
all this shaping by hand. It's by the angle grinder. They can shape it.
Okay, well I'll let you get on and come back and see
Well,
you
I'll be here
next
next week because I'm in Portugal.
Right.
Yay.
Yeah.
And then the week after.
time. Right.
He's got you now, Prince.
I'm going to tell
Another
Diane.
delivery of Cobbo for you.
There forever.
And George has been got. I told Paul that you clean the horseshoe.
You enjoyed that little job, I expect.
Yeah, it was a lovely job, yeah. I don't know where we're going to put it. Ricky'll tell us.
He will.
27 degrees now in the old goal.
Yeah.
Is it?
Do some of that.
Still on the bricks then.
Don't keep me burnt.
Morning, Rick.
Morning, Paul.
As you can see from last time, I finished everything. Put the L for Litchfield and C for the canal, using a template and cutting the bricks ready. Then I built it up to form the same as the plan. I've got the plan on there. And then it was time to remove the framework, semicircle, to expose that wall I built before. It's a 9-inch wall, it's like a double wall. So I made sure that that was nicely smooth, ready for painting. It's got to be painted black, so it looks as if it's a tunnel, in theory. Because I couldn't do the pointing until the arch centre was removed, I've had to do it now. I've left the joint out there, sanded it in, so when they finally get the horseshoe with the lug on, they'll weld a lug on the back of the horseshoe. If they can't weld it, if it's too old, they'll have to put some screws and screw it to the brickwork. And then they'll be removing this towpath at a lower level, and then that will expose the weep holes, because I built weep holes there at the start, and if there's any groundwater from the field, the water will just go through the gravel, come through the weep hole and onto the towpath. There won't be much, but it's just an option. That's how retaining walls are built. Yeah, I've got to rub the numbers off yet, but it was like a jigsaw. I had to make some templates and then get the angle grinder and cut the pieces. And all that's left now is for somebody to fit the steel fisherman. So I don't know when that's happening.
Yeah.
If you can draw it, you can build it. Some people, they don't do that. It's in their head.
Yeah.
But then, if someone else takes over, whatever job it is, watch out. So, yeah.
We're a nuisance to all these walkers, aren't we?
Yeah, yeah. So the three jobs left are the towpath, lowered down, the weep holes exposed, and the paint the back of the arch black.
Don't talk to this man. Oh, right, have they really got water in the canal down Darnford Lane?
Yes,
Oh,
they
that's a
really
mi-
have.
That's a miracle. Where did they get it from?
Well, they got it from Darnford Brook.
Yeah,
They got a small pump and a generator,
yeah.
a submersible pump in Darnford Brook.
Yeah.
And it's now 6 inches deep.
It's make a great feature, that would, to go in city life.
Absolutely.
Yeah, it would,
Yeah,
Because it shows you what we can do.
it does.
And that's what we're in for.
Yeah, so cleaning up then.
yeah. That's it now.
All right. Thank you, Rick.
Okay then, Paul.
Bye.
Yes.